A woman shot dead by a federal immigration agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday has been identified as Renee Nicole Good. She was 37, a mother of 3, and had moved to the city just last year. She was a prize-winning poet, a hobby guitarist, and, according to Senator Tina Smith, a U.S. citizen. Originally from Colorado Springs, Good described herself, on what appeared to be her Instagram account, as a poet and writer and wife and mom who is experiencing Minneapolis. The account has now been made private. She had studied creative writing at Old Dominion University in Virginia and won an undergraduate prize in 2020. Her mother said she was extremely compassionate and loving, forgiving, and affectionate. She was an amazing human being. With her father telling U.S. media she had a good life, but a hard life. Several state leaders have said she was acting as a legal observer during an ICE raid. This is a volunteer who monitors police and security forces at protests and operations. Their goal is to help maintain calm, deter misconduct, and ensure legal rights are respected. But the Trump administration has called her a domestic terrorist, saying she was not observing, but also interfering in the officers' work. Her ex-husband told the Associated Press that she had just dropped off her 6-year-old son at school and was driving home with her partner when they came across the ICE agents. A fundraiser for her family has raised more than $370,000 in just 10 hours.
She was scared. She wasn't trying to comply. I mean, she was trying to block traffic, and then they got aggressive, and she was scared, and she started to drive off. She was trying to comply with what they said to get out of here, and then they were saying. Then they were trying to pull her out of the car, and that's when she got scared and tried to drive away. She got shot, and then immediately her foot went on the gas. She was I think she was already dead, but her foot hit the gas. She drove off maybe 100 feet and then hit the telephone pole and hit some cars, and then she was just slumped in her vehicle. And they wouldn't let anybody near her. They had their guns out and were saying, "Stay back, stay back, stay back." And we have a neighbor who was. He's a physician, and he was yelling, "I'm a physician. Can I please administer CPR? Can I check her vitals? Can I please get through?" And they were like, "No, absolutely." They said, "No, shut up. We don't care. We have our own medics on their way." And then it was like 15 minutes before the EMS truck got here, and the EMS couldn't get their vehicle through. So they arrived on foot. They couldn't get through because of the ICE vehicles, to be clear. So they came through on foot, maybe 5 EMS people, and they checked her out for maybe 5 minutes, and then they carried her body like a f***ing sack of potatoes. They didn't even have a stretcher. They carried her out to the corner where they took her away.
Eyewitness of the shooting speaking out tonight. Her name is Emily Heller. She lives on the street where the shooting happened, and she filmed video that we have here just now to share with you out front. It shows the chaos immediately after Renee Nicole Good was shot and killed by that ICE agent in Minneapolis hours ago. We're going to play it for you. I do want to warn you that it is graphic.
Can I go check a pulse?
No! Back up! Now!
I'm a physician!
I don't care.
Understand. We got EMS coming. I get it. Just give us a second.
We have medics on scene. We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor! You caught butter in the face! You killed my neighbor! How do you show up to work every day? How the do you do this every day? You're killing my neighbors, you're stealing my neighbors, what the man?
Can you tell me what happened then? You hear everything, you come outside, and then what?
I hadn't even gotten dressed. I was making breakfast. I went out, I heard the commotion. I heard whistles, which is a common sign of ICE is nearby. And I went out onto my front porch. I didn't even have shoes on. And within 60 seconds, everything had already gone down. But there was an ICE convoy that seemed to be stuck, and then there was a protester who was blocking traffic, so they couldn't progress. And she was totally peaceful, and ICE, it seemed completely unorganized. They didn't really know what they were doing. They were screaming at her to move, 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 and then they approached her vehicle aggressively and tried to open her door, and then that's when she got spooked, and she reversed her vehicle to turn her wheels to try to escape, and that's when an ICE agent stepped in front of her vehicle and said, "Stop," and then, I mean, she was already moving, and then point blank shot her through her windshield in the face.
So President Trump says the woman was disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. He shared a video of the incident from a different angle. What's your response to that version of events?
I mean, that's the only reason why I'm here. I don't think I'm the most articulate person. I don't think that I don't want to be here, but I knew that this would be twisted and it would be self-defense, and that's absolutely not what happened. But it's just, my life is forever changed from having witnessed this, and I just can't let this narrative that it was self-defense go any further, because it's absolutely not what it was.
Were you shocked and angered by the video that you saw?
Oh, it was so sad. It was so sad. You have to do something. You can't just sit back on the sidelines. You have to do something. You got to get out there and help your neighbors. Jesus said, love one another. That's why we're here.
I hear the pain in your voice. I see a lot of signs that say no ICE. What would you want if the president was listening this morning to do about this situation?
Treat others the way you want to be treated. We are civil. We are not cruel. This is not America.
Protests have already started. People are angry, upset. They've traveled from all over the state to be here this morning. It's 7 a.m. and they're already starting the protest. And as we walk down here, people said they really wanted to be here to express their frustration with what's going on after watching this video. When you saw that video, what was your initial reaction to it?
I wanted to vomit. That was awful. I was absolutely shocked and abhorred that the lies that came out afterwards, and the amount of people that choose to believe the lies instead of seeing things for themselves and to think for themselves. That's gone.
Let me be clear. President Trump and his entire administration stand fully behind the heroic men and women of ICE and will always uphold law and order in the United States of America. The deadly incident that took place in Minnesota yesterday occurred as a result of a larger, sinister, left-wing movement that has spread across our country, where our brave men and women of federal law enforcement are under organized attack.
What we saw today was a criminal murder a woman and shoot her in the head while she was trying to escape and flee for her life. And I think what we saw today was a manifestation of every American's worst nightmare, which is their government turning into a tyranny.
Do you believe he should be arrested, the officer involved?
I think what we saw was a murder today, and I think that we need, of course.
You said that she was fleeing for her life. Do you know that she was fleeing?
Part of a due process is to allow an investigation of what transpired and what occurred. I think what we saw was a woman trying to reverse her vehicle and leave a scene.
And the speaker and some others have said that this driver was weaponizing her vehicle. What do you say to that?
Their editorializing of this event to justify a public murder is disgusting. It is horrifying. And watch it for yourself. Watch it for yourself. And make that assessment to yourself and which of these leaders are lying to you with their statements.
We must demand justice to see it in this country.
I'm sorry.
Shame! 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 Say it once, say it twice.
We will not put up with ICE. No peace. No peace. No peace. And now we're seeing lies from the federal administration calling her.
They are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bullshit.
I say that he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's very clear that this individual was harassing and impeding law enforcement operations. Our officer followed his training, did exactly what he's been taught to do in that situation, and took actions to defend himself and defend his fellow law enforcement officers.
The whole time.
You fucking pussy!
Watch your backs! Watch your backs! Watch your backs!
There's little I can say, again, that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now, and justice is what we've all got to get.
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons. This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law enforcement operations and then to run over anybody who gets in their way while they go out there and try to disrupt peace and public safety, and Americans deserve better. You asked about a shooting that we just had in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was an act of domestic terrorism. What happened, it was our ICE officers were out in an enforcement action. They got stuck in the snow because of the adverse weather that is in Minneapolis. They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle. An officer of ours acted quickly and defensively shot to protect himself and the people around him. And my understanding is that she was hit and is deceased. We're continuing to gather more information, but this goes to show the assaults that our ICE officers and our law enforcement are under every single day. These vehicle rammings are domestic acts of terrorism. We're working with the Department of Justice to prosecute them as such. We will continue to protect our ICE officers and in cooperation with other law enforcement agencies as well. You've seen me in the last couple of days deploy over 2,000 more officers to the Minneapolis area. And in the last 2 days, we've arrested hundreds and hundreds of dangerous criminals. Not just fraudsters who stole from the American people billions of dollars and put it in their pockets and enriched their friends from overseas and themselves, but also individuals who committed acts of murder and rape and trafficking and drug exploitation and child exploitation. So we're going to continue to do our work. And I want to remind everybody that the act like we saw today of using a vehicle to try to kill an officer and his colleagues and the other people around him is something that every politician, every elected official, everyone in this country should be able to rally around and say that it is wrong. And that sanctuary cities and sanctuary states that protect individuals who do that should no longer be allowed. That those individuals that are in leadership positions in these sanctuary jurisdictions need to work with us to make sure that every single person that's out there enforcing the law can be safe, but also so that all of our citizens can continue to be safe too. Domestic acts of terrorism like this will not stand, and I'm grateful that we have the leadership in Washington, D.C. that recognizes it, and will make sure that it's working to keep every single community safe, regardless of who's in charge in that city. President Trump gets up every day and will work to keep people safe, whether they're in a red state or a blue state, or in a city that has a Republican mayor or a mayor that has a Democratic mayor. He's going to fight for every single American to make sure they live in a safe community and can raise their kids without fear. Yes.
Yeah, we're free to record.
You're detained right now, sir.
No, we're not detained. They haven't told us we're detained.
They didn't say nothing about I'm telling you right now, you're
No, we're not detained. Nope. Look.
I got that too on recording already. And you are not allowed to do this.
They're not detained.
You're not detained. Turn the phone. Say it again.
Mira.
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 If you hurt us, we'll put it on mark.
Yeah.
Put your hands here.
Come on.
Come on. You gonna go in cuffs? Come on. Come on. Hey, what, man? Come on.
All right.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Dale.
Put your hands up.
Dale.
You said you were gonna stand right here. Go.
No les mires aquí, puta madre. No les mires aquí, ¿o qué? No les mires aquí.
Stop moving around.
No les mires aquí, ¿o qué?
You understand?
Why are you picking my foot with?